that last month two terrorists break into a bank and they robbed all the money of us.
Of course, in another country. Not here. Not in Iraq. In another country. Of course, yes.
What about us?
I'm so busy to get a job.
Okay, great. Fantastic. Good. Did I miss any groups out? I would hate someone to be upset. So, very good. Okay, now we're back to our PowerPoint. I can find it. Okay, next one. Okay, mind maps. So you might be wondering, what are mind maps? Sometimes they're called spinograms. Oh, I think I've missed one. Basically, you take a word and then you explore that word. So it's very good to really explore it. Like, for example, you have antonyms, synonyms, word forms, collocations. So really going into that word in depth. And underneath, as you can see, is the IPA pronunciation, so students can see how to pronounce it. So students do this. I have quite a lot of examples in the vocabulary book, and they quite enjoy it. So these students did it online, and these ones are done by hand. So here we have irrigate, related words, word families, synonyms, collocations of that. So you can see here, so create. It's quite an important word. So then we have the opposite meaning, the synonyms. If you're writing an essay, an IELTS essay task 2 or task 1, you must use synonyms. So synonyms are extremely important. The word forms. I find students have a lot of problems with word forms. They often don't know. I find, you must agree with this, the Chinese students that we teach, I'm not sure about here, but they just stick any form of the word into a sentence. So they might use create and it should be creation. And so the word forms are really, really important to know which one to use. And collocations, of course. Create opportunity, create order, create problems. I'm sure students are creating some problems for you when they do their homework. Create a plan, create a design, create something. So we've explored that word, and by exploring it, students can remember it a lot more clearly. And there's not only that word create that they've learned, but they've also learned creation, creative, creatively, creativity. Didn't have that one there, but that's another one. And they've learned synonyms for that word, antonyms. So they're not just learning that one word, they're learning a whole mixture of words, and they're related. So students learn words more easily if they have some connection. There's some pattern or some meaning to learning. So, we have another activity. So in groups, using another piece of paper, if you could make a mind map for these words. Enjoyable, fearful, deep, active, success. I've carefully chosen these words, so I know they all have word forms and collocations, antonyms, etc.
Are you assigning one to each group?
Yes,
or?
I will, yes. So, let me see.
No, okay, the hard one is better. Depend is the verb. The noun
Synonyms? Success. Lucky.
Isn't deep adjective as well?
Deep is symmetric.
It is, so we only have 3 words. Collocations. Deep ocean. Deep thinking. Deep.
Also some verbs sound as yeah, adverbs. These were adverbs and adjectives. This is verb and sound.
To get some hints for collocations, at the
Fine.
bottom here we have a
Make
dictionary
something
of collocations. So if you can get it on your phone. Cheating.
So that's a verb. No. Quite enjoyable there too. Just write the basic model. Enjoy. We have verb now adjective. Boring. Dull. Tedious. Do we use dull?
You said before, what is it?
Grueling, mundane work.
Delightful.
Fearful.
Experience.
I think that's it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
That's more than enough. We're not lexicographers. We're not writing a dictionary. So I think that's enough for the purpose of the activity. More than enough. Yeah. So make one good sentence if she asks.
Then,
Say
pay
something.
attention, please, was the good one.
Yeah, it was good. You could make a good sentence with fearful.
So make a sentence.
For example,
What was the pronunciation?
grotesque.
Process. Use this one. I think nobody else did that.
You shouldn't make it fearful. Make a sentence that
So can
she
you
won't say make sentence.
if she says?
Okay, how? What do what?
Pay attention, please. Don't be fearful.
You will be delightful. All of them. Use all of them in one sentence.
If you pay attention, you will be delightful. This is the good one.
If not, you will be fierce.
If you don't pay attention, you will be delightful.
If you see a fearful child do something that so that he becomes delightful.
But pay attention. You
Don't
need to
make
put
it
that
too-
pay attention
Don't
in
make it too grotesque because that increases fear.
to say yourself. Don't say that. And put pay attention in it.
Please pay attention. Hey.
Bye.
Capturing things of
Yeah.
so
You play.
He can.
And for collocation, hyperactive.
So if you want to find a collocation
great.
So if you want to find a collocation, and it will just tell you. Yeah, the computer's a bit slow, but it will tell you all the collocations. So please use your mobile phones, and it's a bit slow logging on, but you get the idea. You can just Google anything, it will tell you. It's fantastic. Don't worry, it's slow, but it will make it. So, but that's what you can do. Computers at home or your mobile phones. You were getting one.
I think the blue.
Here we go. Deep breath, deep inside, deep voice, deep sea, deep blue, deep structures, deep space, deep divisions, deep down. So, yeah, so you just Google it. Anything, Google will tell you anything you want to know. Fantastic. Okay, do we want to just give some examples? Would anyone just like to give just one section, maybe and tell us just something about your word?
A sentence with the words.
No, just tell us the word, maybe tell us the synonyms or tell us the antonyms or the word forms.
For the word fearful, we found some synonyms: frightening, awful, terrible, grotesque, terrifying, and a few more.
Okay, that's fantastic, thank you. Okay, here, would like to tell us one section of your...
Okay, we chose the word deep, and we have a lot of collocations and some idioms even. So I would like to tell you one of the idioms. It is to jump or be thrown in at the deep end. It means that to do something which is very difficult, but suddenly decide to do it.
Yes.
In Persian, we say "Dil be darya zadan."
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah, that's great, thank you. And it's wonderful to learn colloquialisms because colloquialisms are very important in IELTS. If you've got a 7 or above, if you're using colloquialisms, your score will go up for vocabulary. So that's great, fantastic. Okay, would this group like to tell us one aspect of your word? Any aspect?
Okay, for example, for word form, depth, deeply, deep, depends, collocation, some more, deep ocean, deep thought, deep end, deep investigation, deep wound, deep feeling, deep in debt, deep in trouble.
Thank you, fantastic. This group up here, could you tell us one or two from yours?
We were working with the word active.
Active?
As for synonyms, we found the words energetic, vigorous, busy, lively, and dynamic.
Great.
As for the antonyms, we have found these words: inactive, indifferent, inoperative, and dead.
Great.
And
That'll do, thank you. Do we have this group? No, this group? Yeah, thank you, William.
Enjoyable, we found collocations: enormously enjoyable, extremely enjoyable, immensely enjoyable, highly enjoyable, and verb and adjective collocations: sound enjoyable, look enjoyable, and make something enjoyable.
Fabulous, thank you very much. Fantastic. And this group here, please.
We've got great success, key to success, making success, secret of success, or the word success.
Okay, fantastic, thank you. And I think it's lucky last one here.
No, we didn't.
Oh, you did it already. Sorry. Okay, so we've all done it?
Yeah.
Including prefixes and suffixes. So, these are very important because if you're reading, you can work out the meaning of the word if you know a lot of these prefixes and suffixes. So take this example of this word autobiographical. So the whole word actually consists of graph means pictures, and then the ical means containing two. So if you know at least 3 of those suffixes or prefixes, you can work out the meaning of the word. So if you're doing a reading test, like an IELTS reading test, and you know the prefixes and suffixes, you can often work out what the word means. And this could mean the difference between understanding the sentence or the paragraph and not. So they're really important to learn them. So we're going to do a little activity now in pairs. Okay, so we're going to do a board game. Thank you. Yeah. One for each person. We only actually need to have 7. Yes, but everyone can have one. So we're just going to use one for the group, but everyone has one to take on it. So who is one nice group? Yeah, we're just going to use one board. If there are other sheets for everyone to take on. So right. Okay, so with this game, I've actually given Nancy. Thank you very much. Okay, so I've given you a sheet each, and on one side you have the game, on the other side you have the dice. So you can just photocopy this for your class, and but I've made the dice up, and so for this purpose we're only going to use one of these sheets, but the other sheet is for you to take home. Okay? So for your group you need one of these games and the one dice that you have. So you play the game by you roll the dice, and for whatever comes up. So on your dice, the dice consists of prefixes, and so if you come up with the prefix D-E, then you have to find the word that matches that prefix on the game. So then you would find it, so that anyone finds something that would match D, yes. And so you would put your dice on that word. And then the next person has a turn, they roll the dice, and maybe it comes up with pro. So if you can find a word, provide, fantastic. So that person will put their little counter on the word provide. There's this little, I meant to lock these out. It says pick up a card on sheets, but I don't think this game has cards. So you could create cards if you want, but for the purpose of this game, we don't have cards. So you can all play this now. You can have counters. You can just tear up some little pieces of paper if you want to, or you can just play it quickly for 1 or 2 minutes. Emily, it's my daughter's name.
I think you should go. You can't just jump.
Charlie. it RE?
Reform.
Reform.
React. Pronouns. Nancy, it's your turn.
Transplant. Yeah. Transplant.
Divide. I'm out now.
I suppose the same thing.
It's my turn.
So you can write your name, your initials.
Just remember, graduates.
Okay, so review. You have to find the
React, where is it? Okay, cool.
We should, make up the rules later. We can find the rules later.
Okay, let's play.
Subway.
Hey, go for others.
I'm now in
Someone else.
yes, yes.
One, two, three, four, five, 6 groups. So you have the stop the bus, and you have to fill in the all the words with those prefixes, and the first team to finish with. So just say stop the bus as soon as you have finished those. Okay, go. Obviously in the classroom, smaller tasks, and the instructions are on that, so you But it's often a good game too because students love a competition and fun. Okay, the board game, I think we've done that. Okay, so now, students need to know, especially students who are going to go on to university studies, the difference between informal language and formal language or academic language. So, informal language is very important because we use it every day. In Farsi you would have informal language, in English as well. So, informal language often consists of slang, colloquialisms, a lot of the collocations are slang, and phrasal verbs. So, which are verbs connected with a preposition, which makes a slightly different meaning, like sit, sit down, sit up. So the preposition makes a slightly different meaning with the phrasal verbs. With academic language, it's for formal writing, like an IELTS essay. It's better if you can to use more formal language. And in academic language, of course, you don't use contractions like don't, I'm, I'll. You don't use I either, personal pronouns. And you should use more academic vocabulary. So students sometimes don't know the difference between academic vocabulary and informal vocabulary. So I have a matching exercise which will help with this. So, okay, no, this is fine. Alright, so I have some sheets if I could have some help. And thank you very much. You can use myself, thank you.
Is that why you chose mine?
The answer's on track. Okay, here we go. There we go.
There are some very so you're going to find academic. Yeah, they are the words which you find academic.
So, if you do it on the floor, it's easier. You can put it here. So, as if you do it on the floor.
Look, discuss is academic writing. Okay, because we should not use variables in our writing. Okay. And now, is that a goal? Yes. Why do you do that? Why do you do that? You should match them.
Match them what?
What do we have?
I don't know. Bring up. Bring up means start.
Thank you.
Yeah?
Discuss. Bring up is discuss.
No,
Yes.
it's not.
Bring up topic. Yeah, that's
Are you sure?
You are sure.
I have something here. Experience.
Where did you say?
Try out. Try out is test.
Yes.
Yeah.
Put up with tolerate.
Don't
Where's
tolerate.
Tolerate. Put up with.
Criticize. Find out.
Find out. Discover.
Discover.
Leave
Appear.
Criticize. Yeah.
Show up.
Take
Appear.
out. To go through.
Show
Go
up.
through.